Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Healthy Moving Podcast, the show all about helping you to exercise less, but move more so you will feel better. I am your healthy moving enthusiast, Jen Hoffman from healthymoving.com. Today, I'm helping you overcome that sometimes paralyzing feeling of overwhelm that happens when you become aware of the gap between where you are today and where you'd like to be. And maybe that's with respect to some kind of health goal that you have, but this advice will help you with any kind of personal change that you're trying to make. Plus, I'm going to help answer a listener question about the best position to sleep in. Stick around. It's going to be a fun one. So to maintain my credentials as a personal trainer and a yoga teacher, I have to get a certain amount of continuing education each year. Now, during my career as a public accountant, I really bemoaned CE, but now I absolutely love it. I love learning more about the body and health and how to achieve optimum health. But there's always this moment at the end of the first day of a workshop or class that's a little scary, though. It's the moment when I realize just how much more there is to learn on the topic. It's like I've seen enough there at the beginning to appreciate the depth and complexity of whatever we're talking about. So I begin to wonder, am I going to be able to absorb anything more? Or is the rest of this content just going to sail right over the top of my head? I think that's the crossroads that many of us find ourselves at with our health. We know enough to see the gap between where we are now and where we want to be. But that gap, it feels impossible to close. So we quit. We give up, saying, I'm not up for all that change. I can't do it. I don't have the time, or that doesn't work with my lifestyle. And sometimes health educators, we kind of play into this feeling. We know how much our students and our clients don't know, and so we feel this urgency to tell them all the things. But in my experience, that usually backfires and sends people running in the opposite direction. A few years ago, I was on a walk with a friend, and we were reflecting on a goal that we had recently achieved. We were at the finish line, but it had taken us years to get there. Then I confessed to her that I was so glad I had no idea how long the journey would be when we started, because I was sure that if I had known that, I never would have started. Sometimes not being able to see the full path is a blessing, right? It forces us to just take the one step that we are able to see. When we get a glimpse of the big picture, the huge change we're trying to make, we often underestimate our own strength and endurance. And we forget that the path to lasting transformation is paved with many small steps, not giant leaps. So, what kind of change are you looking to make in your life right now? Maybe you want to weave more healthy movement into the fabric of your day, but maybe you want to stop yelling at your kids, or you want to save money to buy a house, or you have some other personal goal. You will move with respect to that goal today. You don't have the option of standing still. You spend every day taking lots of little steps, either toward your goals or further away from them. Success comes when we start to pay attention to those small steps that we're taking. Don't allow the overwhelm and belief that you have to do it all and change everything overnight send you in the opposite direction of your goals. Just focus on that one next thing, the little step that's before you right now. I'm always here to cheer you on and support you. And if one of your goals is to get more healthy moving in, then I'd love to have you join me for a free live class each month. The May class is tonight, but I'll be making the replay available all weekend long. Here in the States, it's Memorial Day weekend. So if you'd like to spend 1 hour of it with me, just text FREE CLASS, that's one word, FREECLASS, FREE CLASS to 33444. I'll send you the link to either join me for the live class or watch the replay at some point this weekend. Okay, I'll be back in just a moment with this week's Q&A.
Hi Jen, my name is Shauna and I live in Kansas City. My question is actually not about moving during the day, but actually about sleep. My guess is you've probably had people ask this question before, but I always wake up really stiff and just cracky and everything. Do you have any suggestions about sleep? Appreciate it. God bless.
Thank you so much, Shauna. This is a fantastic question and one that I do get asked frequently. So here's the kind of anti-answer, probably the thing you're not expecting me to say. There's no one right way to sleep. We should be moving and changing position all night long, just like we should be moving and changing position all day long. Thankfully, I'm not suggesting that you set your alarm for every hour and wake yourself up in order to adjust your body position. No, there's something that we can all begin to do, some small steps we can all begin to take that will allow you to get more change of position in as you're sleeping. And that is to look at everything you're using to keep you comfortable in that one position. You know, a few years ago, I went to a hotel with my husband in New York City when we were both working in public accounting, and the hotel we were staying at had a pillow menu. There were at least 13 or 14 different types of pillows on this menu, and you could call down to the front desk and request any combination of the pillows that you'd like. And that's where we are as a culture. We have very thick mattresses and we use pillows to kind of support and cradle us in a particular position all night long. The thing is, your body isn't meant to stay in the same position. Most of us are not sleeping for 8 or more hours, but for however many hours you're sleeping, you shouldn't stay in the same position that whole time. Now, if you are using a lot of pillows, you'll need to make the transition to not using them slowly. You can't go from 12 pillows at night to none overnight and expect your body to be gracious about that transformation. Just like the small steps that we have to take during the day, we have to take them at night too. So maybe you currently sleep with 2 pillows under your head. So maybe tonight you try a pillow and a folded beach towel. That'll be a little less height than you're currently using, and you might find yourself gradually adjusting to different positions throughout the night. And stick with that for a week or so. Then maybe you take that beach towel off and you use just the one pillow. Slowly you transition the one pillow to just the beach towel, and then maybe a couple of months down the line, you're using no pillow at all. Then if you really want to get crazy, you can start looking at your mattress and begin to make a transition off of such a cushy mattress. But again, you'll have to make it slowly. You don't want to just go to sleeping directly on the floor or a very firm surface without progressing your body toward that. But the less support you use to keep you in the same position all night long, the more you'll naturally, without having to even wake up, change position throughout the night. And that is what will help you feel less stiff and uncomfortable and tight and cracky in the morning whenever you wake up. Shauna, I want to hear how that goes for you. I'm going to send you a message because, as everyone knows, from now on, if I use your question on the show, I'll be sending you a little something to say thank you for submitting one. So I'm going to send you an email to get a mailing address for you so I can send you a little goodie in the mail. And I do want to hear back from you in a couple weeks or a month how this progression goes for you. I'm so excited to hear. If you have a question you'd like me to answer on a future episode, you can call me at 201-580-MOVE, or you can click the Leave Me a Message link in the show notes at healthymovingpodcast.com. Like I said, as a way of saying thanks, if I use your question in a future episode, I'll send you a little something in the mail to say thanks. Your feedback on the show is so important to me. I want to say a special thanks to Hoopser Girl and Victor from the Young Entrepreneurs podcast for your recent reviews. You guys are absolutely the best, and I so appreciate you taking the time to do that. I would love your feedback on the show too. You can head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. I promise I personally read every review there. Thank you so much for listening, friends. Until next time, keep moving.